Shocking confessions. Discover what happened when Juliana took a risk with Andrés. On a night of confessions and laughter, a group of friends gathered in Lucia's cozy living room. The atmosphere, relaxed at first, soon became charged with palpable electricity when Mariela decided to share an experience that had left her stunned. "Girls, you won't believe what happened to me," Mariela said, a mix of astonishment and nervousness in her voice. "I was with Andrés, and I couldn't continue. I didn't know how to handle it." Her friends looked at her in surprise while Sara, another member of the group, nodded. "I had the same experience," Sara added, her cheeks reddening. "I couldn't handle it. It's not something anyone can just deal with." Juliana, known for her adventurous spirit and hidden desires, smiled mischievously. For a long time she had harbored a secret fantasy, one she had never shared with anyone. "Could you introduce me to him?" Juliana said with a determined look. "I've always dreamed of finding something like this. I want to give it a try." Mariela and Sara exchanged glances, somewhat incredulous, but eventually nodded. "All right, Julie," Mariela said. "If that's what you want, we'll introduce you to him." It wasn't long before Juliana and Andrés met at a bar, and the attraction between them was immediate and powerful. After a few drinks and tension-filled conversations, they decided to take the night to the next level. At Andrés's apartment, the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. Juliana, with her heart racing, began to undress him slowly, savoring every moment. When she finally saw him completely, her breath caught for a moment, confirming that what she had heard was true. "He's more than I imagined," she whispered, her eyes filled with desire and awe. Andrés, noticing the mix of amazement and excitement on her face, gently stroked her hair. "Are you sure you want to continue?" he asked with a deep, tender voice. Juliana smiled, her eyes shining with a mix of desire and determination. "I've never been more sure of anything," she replied as her hands began to explore with devotion. As her hands traveled over his body, Juliana realized that her mouth was not wide enough to encompass him completely. But that didn't stop her. Using both hands, she caressed him slowly, enjoying every inch she could cover. Andrés moaned softly, relishing Juliana's attention. "It's incredibly large," she murmured, more to herself as her hands devotedly explored every part of him. Excitement overwhelmed her, and the heat in her body grew with each caress. She felt her body arch involuntarily, trying to adapt to the enormity before her. She wanted to move more, take control, but she realized it was impossible. The sensations Andrés provided overwhelmed her, making her moan softly with pleasure. "Ah, Andrés. It's so?" Her voice trailed off into a sigh of pure satisfaction as her body trembled. Each attempt to get closer was a challenge that only increased her desire. The pressure inside her, combined with Andrés's strength, made her feel more alive than ever. Although she couldn't move as she wished, the sensations coursing through her body were so intense that it didn't matter. Every time she tried to get closer, Andrés's magnitude made her sigh deeply. Andrés, enchanted by Juliana's dedication and passion, was completely captivated by her. He had never found someone who not only accepted but enjoyed the challenge he presented. "You're amazing, Juliana," he whispered with a mix of admiration and tenderness as his hands held her body, feeling her surrender completely. Juliana, enveloped in the intensity of the moment, felt her mind drift into the sensations. Despite the discomfort, the pleasure was so overwhelming that she couldn't stop. She wanted more, needed more, and Andrés was there to provide it. Their sighs filled the room, mingling with Andrés's deep moans, as they both surrendered to an experience that united them in a profound way. I want to keep trying," Juliana murmured, barely able to speak. "I never want this to end." When it finally ended, Juliana was exhausted but completely satisfied. She had found what she had always sought and knew she would keep searching for it over and over. Days later, when she met with her friends, her face radiated a mix of satisfaction and pride. "I did it, girls," she said with a triumphant smile. "I brought Andrés to my bed and it was everything I had dreamed of. Although it took me a few days to recover." Her friends looked at her with admiration and surprise. "You're brave, Julie," Mariela said as the others nodded, acknowledging her courage. Juliana knew she had found something special, and that Andrés was as enchanted with her as she was with him. They had shared an experience that united them in a profound way, and both knew that this wouldn't be their last encounter. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Your support is very valuable to us. If you're looking for company, leave us your photo and how we can contact you. We'll put our email address at the end of the description. And what's your story?